Alright, so today I'm going to teach you three ways you can do an old move called the Bottom Deal Exchange by Ed Marlowe. Now, this is one of my favorite moves. There are so many applications. You can use it as a switch, as a force, as a control. The sky's the limit with this move. But today I'll be showing you three different ways you can use it as a force. Let's get into it. Okay, so for all of these forces, the force card will always be the Ace of Spades, okay? So, this is how I first learned the bottom deal exchange as a force. So, somebody goes through and just touches a card, maybe it's that one right there, so we take a look at, hey, it's the Ace of Spades, our force card. Now, what's happening here is this, I'll break down the move, and then all the variations of it, alright? So, obviously, the fourth card starts on the bottom of the deck, and I like to give a brief overhand shuffle, using the slip to keep it there for this move. Alright, so what's happening here is this. You're going to spread the deck like this and have them just touch or point to any card in the deck. Alright, now once they do, you break off the upper half of the spread like this and you gesture towards that card like this, the top card of the lower half, which is already like in a slightly squared condition. It's not totally spread anyway, so once again they touch a card, you break this half away, and this half is slightly squared, not all the way but a little bit, and you're going to execute a buckling action to loosen that bottom card, which looks like this. So you take your your middle finger like this, which is right next to your index finger. By the way, this index finger is applying pressure toward the base of your thumb, sort of gripping this packet very tightly in your hand, alright? So this will ensure that no more cards move around besides this bottom card here, alright? So again, your index finger is curled around the front like this, and it's applying pressure diagonally this way to the base of your thumb, sort of squeezing it there, right? Just like this. Now what's going to happen here is this. Your middle finger will contact the corner of that bottom card like this, and it's going to pull back or just scoot it back like this, applying upward pressure as it does so. What's going to happen is this. When you do that, that bottom card is just going to buckle like this, loosening that bottom card. So once again, you're holding the packet tightly in your hand by the use of the index finger, sort of gripping it like this. That's really the only pressure that's on the packet right now is your index finger and the base of your thumb in these two opposite corners here like this. Now what happens, again, like I said, this middle finger applies an upward pressure and back, so it's basically just bending that bottom card in, just like this. Very, very easy to do, guys. Now when you do that bending action, you want to straighten it back out like this, okay? So that's pretty much what a bottom deal is, okay? So you are holding the packet tightly, you're bending that middle finger in towards your base of your thumb like this, bending the card. Now, all you do here is straighten that card out. Straighten your middle finger out, and that card will just come out like this. And that's the beginning stages of a bottom deal, okay? So you're halfway there. But of course, this is all hidden under that card they touched, right? So you're like this, and that card just comes out. Now, for the bottom deal exchange, the Ace of Spades is there, and so when they touch a card, break these away, do your pulling action, do the move, right, to get that loosened. Now, what you're going to do is take both that loosened card and the card they actually touched, like this. So I'll do it without the deck. You're just doing this. This is the exposed view, right? You take that bottom card out as you move away with the card they actually touched, like this. All right, that's all that's happening there. Here it is in super slow motion, so when they touch their card, break these away, do the loosening action of the bottom card. So that's already there. You just take this card that they touch along with the bottom card, like this, and it looks just like you just turned that card over that they touched. It really is just that simple. Of course, it does take practice, and you'll have to work at it, but once you do get it, it's a lot of fun to do, and it feels very smooth in your hand, and I think you'll actually really enjoy practicing this move. One of the coolest things about this bottom deal exchange move, how we're doing it right now, turning it face up, is that you can have a different colored backed card in your deck, and they won't see it using that move, and that card is a different colored back. It really is. All right, so it's the same thing, the same move I just taught you, but for some reason, that red card is just never seen as you do that, and yeah, that's comes in very handy when you need to force a card with a different colored back. So let's say that you want to do this force, but you don't want to turn it face up, right? You want to keep it like a secret card, so you don't want to see it, right? So what you do is this. So they touch a card, maybe that one right there, and you show it to them like this, and it's that simple. It really is. And from here, you can even do a control. So I'll put it right here, put it back on in the middle. And of course, there's control to the top. Anything you want to do, really. So here's how you do that. So it's the same thing. Instead of turning the whole thing over face up, you just stop right here and move forward with it. Instead of 180, you just simply move forward and out. Like this is it's the same move and nothing changes. So again, we're here. You do the move and just do this instead of taking that bottom card out with that card, and just move forward with it, showing them the card. Now the control I did was also an Ed Marla move called Switch Out Side Lights, or the spread control, right? So you're like this, boom, align these two cards. I've taught it before, like this, boom, you're there in a different card, of course, boom, on top. Now, last but not least, we have a force in which you can just put it on the table instead of just keeping it in the deck, right? So they touch any card, maybe that one right there, you just give it to them like this. Simple as that. So again, it's the same force, but in this case, all you're doing here instead is when you do the move, like we talked about before, you pull that bottom card out. When you do the move, you just move forward with it, and the middle finger sort of just kicks it out like this, right, out of the spread. And sort of that flicking action, I think, sells the move. I think it shades the move a little bit more too, and so that's a pretty cool thing to do. So once again, I'm sure you've already picked up by now, it's the same exact moves. All you're doing here is doing the same bottom deal exchange action, but this time you just kick the card out like this, and it really couldn't be easier. Once you know the initial bottom deal exchange move, then you can really pretty much do anything with it, guys, alright? So I hope you enjoy these bottom deal exchange moves, and alright guys, so as always, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. It truly does mean the world to me. And so if you learned something new and if you got value from this video, do me a huge favor and hit that like button and sub to the channel. Until next time, happy practicing. I love you guys.